Hey, how you doing?
Hello, sir. How are you?
I'm doing well. How are you?
All right, good. Hanging in there. Hanging in there. Thank you very much.
That's all we can ask for.
Thanks very much for joining us and taking the time talking to us. That's very nice.
My pleasure. My pleasure.
Yeah, cool shit. We never talked. Before, so that's
It's first time for everything, right?
Now, before we talk about the new record, I gotta turn back time for a year though, and just start when you had a new old singer coming in.
Yeah.
Now was back then, was Rob the logical solution or the easy solution for you guys?
No, both. I mean, he's remained one of our closest friends, and one of my favorite singers, I mean,
All right.
The reasons why we parted ways, have been addressed. We're like, the vibe in this band, the energy is like as good as it's ever been in our entire, 4+ decades. And, we joke about like, oh, maybe we'll get some young guy who's still got visible stomach muscles, and can jump off the top of the drum riser without needing to go to the hospital. But, that's just kidding aside. It was Rob all along, and he just destroyed it on the new album, did such an amazing job. And on tour, we're having so much fun right now. We're about to do 9 weeks straight, and you have to enjoy your job to do that,
Now, when you started writing Goliath, do you guys have to change, or you had to change your style of writing just a little, just for the new singer, or doesn't that matter at all?
No, it doesn't matter at all. I mean, like Blood In, Blood Out was written for Rob,
Yeah.
Yeah. But, we wrote, every lyric on this album was written after Rob joined. And so it probably has some, effect on it. Also, the way we record is we like keep everything up the whole time. We can record a new song on the last 3 days if we want, because the drums are still mic'd up and they're still ready to go. And we write the whole way through. And when we heard all these different like layers that Rob has to his vocals, it allowed us to pivot, and maybe subconsciously you start writing for, for him and his, ability.
You said you have everything mic'd up. I read somewhere that you guys have written a bunch of more songs, even didn't make it to the record. So you probably have.
We have 80% of the next album done. And we were on a creative explosion, and Lee was contributing so heavily to this one. Lee and I we said, let's try to do both albums at once. And then we could like quickly release the next one. Or we could go on vacation. I've never had one. I don't know what it's like. And we came close. And, those songs aren't throwaways. I still have anxiety over which songs we selected because they're all like insane. But we just picked the collection we like best for this album. And we picked the ones that we thought were best to put aside for the next. And so we have a little bit more work to do. By the time we get into the studio, we'll probably have more than 2. Although that's all we need. Why limit yourself? We'll keep writing. And we'll get the next one out pretty quickly.
Which is amazing because I think with people, who had such a career like you guys did, some of them take releasing a new record as a burden. Just to go back, focus, write, develop, create. And for you guys, it seems to be like, oh yeah, we're doing this.
Well, I love being in the studio. I mean, like people who complain about it, I don't know what the hell they're complaining about. You're creating art, and if you're an honest musician, you create art only for yourself anyway, and you hope people like it. You need people to like it, but the minute you say, I'm going to write a song because the fans want this, then you're musically dishonest. You have to like make yourself happy. And so you're in the studio, you're creating, art, music that excites you, and it's fun. I enjoy it. We were in the studio for 2 months straight, and we were recording new songs in the last week. the second song on the album, Hostess Humani Generis, I wrote that last. And I did all the rhythm guitars on the album without drums. I just did it to the click track, because Tom hadn't even had a chance to learn it yet. And I was like, well, why don't I just record the real guitars, and then he'll have a better listening experience to record to rather than just one rough guitar track. So I went in and played the whole song and had nothing but going the whole time, no drums, nothing.
After all those years, where do all the riffs still come from? This is a cornucopia of something. You go like, this is insane.
I love doing this. I don't know why anybody would have a problem. If you consider yourself a riff lord, you're supposed to lord over riffs, right? And Lee, I wrote 12 songs. Lee wrote 6. 4 of Lee's are on the album. We still love doing this, and I love writing riffs. Riffs are life. They make me happy, and so it never seemed hard for me, and that's not making myself out to be special or anything.
Yeah.
But we're also fearless. We'll try whatever makes us happy, and not worry about whether people think we've strayed too far or anything.
Where does Goliath come from? Why did you pick this title, and what does 3111 mean for German?
Well, starting with 3111, that's how many people were murdered in Juarez, Mexico in 2010 in the cartel wars. It's a small town. That's a lot of fucking people,
Yeah.
And so that's where that title came from. As far as Goliath, when we finished the song, we knew it was enormous, and it just kind of spoke to me to write some like comic book fantasy about a subterranean deity who's woken from centuries of slumber to enslave mankind. And, like simple, I was asked recently what the existential meaning is. I said, there is none. It's just, fantasy. But the album is so huge. We just thought it represented the whole record perfectly. And we've never had a single word title. There's always kind of a sing-songy cadence to an Exodus album title, Bonded by Blood, The Flesh, Fabulous Disaster, Force of Habit. It's just the way we always have operated, so this is just a change for us, even in the title,
Do you guys have problems writing songs or finishing songs? What was the hardest song that you had to finish the hardest piece of work there?
I don't know. We don't consider it work. So it's like not hard. I mean, the epics are harder to finish because there's so many more like tempos and tracks and things, a song that's just a straightforward driving song. You just riff out and, record it. Summon of the God Unknown was tricky to record because there's so many different things to do. And, I wrote 2 epics and we saved one for the next album. That one was real difficult because it's like 8 minutes of just punishing riffing. It's like fucking, it's crushing and it hurts. Yeah. But, sometimes, there's a couple of songs to the next album that are like brilliant and they're amazing. But I thought they could use a little bit more love. It's just to get them perfect. They were like really, really good. There's a couple that we've set aside that are flawless, and I'm like, man, I should have put that on the album. It's so good. Like half of my favorite solos, of course, are on the next record. Go figure. Just the way it works, Like,
is the band when you guys writing songs? When you write a bunch and Lee writes a bunch, do the other guys have a say in that?
Yeah, well, Tom wrote lyrics. Rob wrote a lot of lyrics, and Jack's not one of the songwriters, but he's like one of the first people I go to for opinions on arrangements and things. And so he has his say in all of it. But yeah, we're a democracy. No one says this is the way it is. We'll listen to each other, and sometimes we might question someone's vision, but then in the end, when the whole picture is revealed, we realize that we're right. You see it now. Because like Lee and myself, we can both like envision a song where it takes multiple tracks and layers to like reveal the meaning of it. But, we know it's what it's going to be. And someone in the band might say, I don't know what you're going with this, but, just hear me out and listen. And wait, and it all will be revealed. When the picture is complete. Right now you're looking at one color out of the painting.
Now you're gonna be here on tour with Creator in Carcass.
Yeah.
How many new songs can you play in an, I don't know, 1 hour set? I don't know. I don't even know how long.
Not even an hour. I think it's like 40 minutes.
Okay, you got 50 classic tracks to choose from, and then
it's hard. It's hard, because we know which songs we have to play, but we're also a band that's never shied away from playing new material. We're not going to go out and play one new song and then everything you expect us to play. We're going to switch it up. It's a new album, so we're still learning these songs as a band.
Yeah.
And so over the course of the release of the album, we'll gradually add more songs in. We want to get to the part where we can, if we desire, switch and play any song on the album. But we're gathering for rehearsals in the summer to really work all that out. So we'll probably play 2 on the tour, maybe 3, maybe 4. We might switch them up a little bit,
Is a tour like this with 4 bands and you're not headlining, is it actually more convenient to go out there and play, do your stuff, but don't have to headline? Or you say like, I wish I could play 2 hours and then, give it all?
No, it's convenient as hell. I'll be, by the time Creator's on stage, I'll be on the bus watching reality television. Have some dinner, get ready for bed. I like it because it keeps me on a daily schedule,
Yeah. So what can we expect? Dungeons, Dragons, and fireworks?
Musical fireworks for sure. No Dungeons and Dragons.
Are you guys friends with Creator and Carcass?
Yeah. We've been friends for decades. It's going to be a lot of fun. Same with Carcass. And Nails, I met one of them recently, but I'm sure we'll be lifelong friends after this. But yeah, it's going to be a great tour. It's like we're all longtime friends, and it's going to be a lot of laughs.
I got to ask you again, though, because for touring, it's the same with with recording. You guys have been doing this for decades. And don't you ever get the feeling or the hint of getting tired of it?
No, we love playing. The travel, I don't like to travel. When I leave the house for a tour, I'm sad, because I'm leaving my home, my wife, my kids, my grandkids. But as soon as I see my brothers, I'm happy again. And, it's hard. I'm 61 years old. You have joint issues, arthritis, finger pain, things like that. It's no joke. I've been stuck full of needles all over to keep my body going. But, this is what I love to do. And so, I'll do it until I can't.
I didn't know you were a grandpa.
Oh, 3 times. Yeah. With 3 grandchildren.
Yeah, Lord.
Yeah. I'm not a young man.
That's purely insane, but it's great.
We're not alone. There's several heavy metal grandpas out there.
Well, you guys achieved so much. You are one of the, most iconic thrash metal ever. Is there anything in the Exodus bucket list that you guys haven't achieved or haven't done yet?
We haven't achieved nothing. That's the way
yes, you did. I'm sorry.
That's the way we look at it, though. Exodus operates with a huge chip on our shoulders and an attitude of we have not accomplished anything yet, And so that's what pushes us to push the boundaries and continue to make the music actually harder to play than the early era stuff. We're not making life easy on ourselves, because here's a new song and it's 250 beats per minute. That's insane. That's fast as fuck, But we constantly feel like we have to prove ourselves,
Do you think you get all the merits and all the praising, appraisals, whatever, that you deserve actually?
The practical part of me says yes. People pay homage and other musicians will tip their hat to us, and that's great. Yeah. The paranoid part of me says no way. We fucking never get any recognition, and everybody's out to get us, and everybody else is just a fucking bunch of posers. So there's both are true. The 2 things can be true at the same time.
That's great. Now there's the Exodus bucket list, but is there a Gary Holt bucket list? You released your memoir already, so you got that done.
I'm living my bucket list, and I'm a survivor. I've done enough damage to myself, and I come out of it happy and healthy, and my life is happy. I'm a working musician who makes a living playing music. Not rich, but I'm rich spiritually, if you want to go that route. Not religiously, but yeah, I'm happy. My life is good.
Now we know that there's with Goliath, there's a new record, there's another new record coming soon. But what does it take to put an end to Exodus? Because I think you never end.
Nuclear war, we'll still play. We'll be like cockroaches, the last surviving creature, except we'll like evolve and mutate from the radiation, and I'll have extra arms and can play like 2 guitars at once.
Write a record about it.
Yeah, exactly. We'll outlive the cockroaches.
No, seriously. I mean, can you actually figure out that you have cycles, you have touring cycles, you have recording cycles. You have a master plan, a 5-year plan, or whatever. But do you think there's like one plan where it goes like, and here it says end?
No, we'll keep doing it as long as we can do it at a high enough level. I mean, I don't want to ever walk out on stage and feel like I'm harming my own legacy and the legacy of the band.
Yeah.
I haven't made my job easy. Like it's one thing if we were like a more traditional metal band, and I'm not knocking that, where the songs aren't devastating to your physical health to play. This shit is hard. It's rough, and and the performing part of it's hard. But as long as I can go out and play the songs the way I want to play and not look like I should quit, I'm not going to quit. But there will come a time when we can't play Strike of the Beast the way it needs to be played.
All right.
We'll cross that bridge when we get to it.
Now you mentioned before that you never had a vacation, but I think the last couple of years you had paid summer vacations, touring, going on shows with Slayer.
Yeah, but those aren't vacations; they're working vacations. I've never had a vacation. I've never had a vacation where I left the guitar at home.
Okay.
I mean, I've gone to some nice places, but I had to play to get there. I had to work my way there. I've never just left the guitars at home, left the business at home, and just gotten on a plane. I plan on doing it one of these days.
You should. It's good. Take all your grandkids.
I have an enormous amount of freaking flyer miles. Just saving them,
Mm-hmm. But I just got to ask you one thing, because it seems to become a regularity that, you do all the touring with Exodus and you tour the whole way through and do stuff. And then in summer, there's 2 Slayer shows somewhere for all the wrong reasons or right reasons. And it seems to, continue like this.
Well, right now it's a year-to-year thing. We're doing 2 shows this year, and I think when we first came back, the 2 most important things were: are we going to enjoy it and have fun, and will we be really good? And we were really fucking good, and we had a great time. And the band's earned the right to like pop up for a couple of shows a year, and it lets me focus on Exodus and lets people still get a taste of Slayer, especially since there's a whole new generation they never got to,
Do you think you're going to make it over to the old Europe too sometimes?
I have no idea. I'll cross that bridge when I get to it, when they say, hey, we're doing this or we're doing that, I'll see how it goes.
All right. I think I have no more further questions, Your Honor.
Bye-bye.
Thank you. Bye-bye.